So Disney is starting to install some of the characters within Toy Story Land. So let's check in for a construction update up next. Hi there Waltoneers, I'm Jack. This is DSNY Newscast, and I just want to say very quickly that we're going to be doing another one of these Waltoneers sticker giveaways, as I've got loads of them left over. So for a chance to enter to win, just Facebook share or tweet out this video with, of course, the hashtag of Waltoneers, and then I'll pick 5 people at random to win these Waltoneers stickers. So now let's get on with today's news. As we've been monitoring Toy Story Land for quite a while now, and we've seen Imagineering slowly bring Andy's backyard to life. However, in addition to Slinky Dog arriving in October, now we can see that Rex has now been installed within the Slinky Dog Dash coaster track as well, sitting atop of this massive Jenga-themed set piece, and we're now just awaiting Jessie to be installed on the other side of the track as well. But personally, I feel that Disney have missed an opportunity here to bring even more life to this new Toy Story Land, if these were basic animatronics with small movements within the Slinky Dog Dash coaster. Now, despite them doing that, we are still yet to know whether these will have vocal interludes of key sayings as you go past them on the track, like we see with Buzz Lightyear over in Disneyland Paris.
I am Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger. If you take my picture, be sure to get my good side.
Which you can see makes for a far better experience. However, we are now starting to understand that the name of Slinky Dog Dash might be very fitting after all, as some insiders are claiming that the duration of this ride, minus the lift hill sections of the ride, would make the actual ride time around 50 seconds long. So if you add in the lift hills as well, it should bring the total ride time to around 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. But we do now know that the ride will have 2 thrilling launch sequences within the actual ride itself, which should make for a great experience. Now, whilst we're talking about Toy Story Land, we now have a much better look at the new entrance for Toy Story Mania, as it now seems that you'll be entering through the side of this current building into the attraction's new queuing area. Additionally, for anyone wondering about the cast member parking structure being visible from Toy Story Land, then this is actually where the new roof line will be added behind the fence structure to help block it out. Whereas on the other side of Toy Story Mania, it now seems that Pixar Place won't be used as an extra entrance into Galaxy's Edge in the future, as it now has this very high berm in place of the outer edge of Galaxy's Edge where it meets Pixar Place, which will then be sectioned off. Now, sticking with Disney's Hollywood Studios, as it has now been announced, in addition to the return of the Star Wars Galactic Nights this December, the outside of Tower of Terror will also receive a very special Star Wars projection show, as well as the usual Star Wars A Galactic Spectacular on the Chinese theatre, which just goes to show that Disney obviously have much bigger plans for future shows on Tower of Terror, and Sunset Season Greetings is just the beginning. And also in Star Wars news, it's only just been announced by Disney CEO Bob Iger in the latest Walt Disney Company earnings call that the director of The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson, and Ram Bergman will be creatively heading up a brand new Star Wars trilogy that will explore whole new chapters and feature entirely new characters that have never been seen before in the Star Wars universe. And if that's not big enough news for you, then it was also announced at the earnings call that the new streaming service that Disney have launching in late 2019 will receive the first ever live-action Star Wars TV series, along with brand new Marvel, Monsters Inc., and High School Musical TV shows as well. Now let's move on to some refurbishment news, and yes, I know that's not the most exciting news in the world, and that's really why I don't usually cover it. But in this case, we now know that Pirates of the Caribbean will close at the Magic Kingdom on February 26th, and remain closed until March 18th, with this being the installation of the brand new auctioneer scene that was announced back in July, which replaces the iconic Pirate's Bride auction for an auction of the town's most valuable items and a completely different type of booty. Whereas we have new information from inside sources about the refurbishment of the Hall of Presidents. as it seems that the attraction won't be reopening later this year, as apparently the new President Trump animatronic uses an all-new high-tech electrical head unit, and is still awaiting further animation of the rest of the animatronic's body. And also the other president's animatronics are also receiving a major tune-up at the same time as well. And we've just found out that Splash Mountain is going to be undergoing yet another refurbishment period early next year, which will take place from January 8th to the end of January. But the refurbishment isn't adding or enhancing any of the Splash Mountain sequences, but mainly it's focusing on much needed backstage advancements for the operation of the attraction. But now, it's over to you, Walton, as I would like to know if you could see any other Tower of Terror projection shows come to Disney's Hollywood Studios to celebrate the openings of Toy Story Land, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, or Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. What would it be, and what would you name them? And of course, as always, don't forget to put the timestamp of where the hidden Mickey appears somewhere within this video to be in with a chance to win a DSNY Newscast pin. Congratulations to Cecilia for winning with this suggestion from a previous video talking all about the Sunset Season Greetings projection show. And go ahead and subscribe down below, hit that notification icon, give this video a massive thumbs up as it really does help us out. And I've been Jack, you've been you, and I'll see you real soon.